And greetings, everyone. This is Terry Naturally with another edition of Terry Talks Nutrition. We're here every Saturday and Sunday morning from 8 o'clock till 9 o'clock Central Standard Time, and we are here primarily for you. We do a ton of research to bring you all kinds of featured topics about herbal extracts, herbal medicines, and molecules that can help you have a healthier, more vibrant life. And since we do all the research, we know all the topics already, but they do us no good unless we can share them with the world. We want everybody to know what you can do to make changes in your life and what quality of herbal extracts can be better medicines than drugs, and much better because they have no side effects or very little side effects. And if you stop using something that may trigger a side effect for you, it's reversible, where drugs are not. Drugs can cause major side effects that are not reversible. When you take statin drugs can cause you to have severe muscle pain. And some people that give up the statin drugs will no longer have the pain. But some will have the pain, and severe pain for life. It's not reversible. So drugs, while they may be important in some cases to save lives, boy, if you don't have to take a drug, don't take a drug. And research it well. Read the leaflet with the drug. Go online and search the drug and read what others have said. Read the side effects. Don't just take something because somebody told you to take it. That's their job. They don't want to be criticized because they didn't give you a prescription drug, the drug of the day. So you don't have to take everything that you're told to take. Now, I'm not saying don't work with your doctor. I'm saying read, research, question, ask. Why am I taking this drug? What are the side effects? What if I don't take the drug? You can come up with a lot of questions when you're given a drug that could possibly kill you. Yes, kill you. Even Tylenol, that common NSAID that's sold over the counter that does not require a prescription, causes 16,000 deaths a year. Now, out of all the population of the United States, 16,000 people is not a very big amount of people dying from Tylenol compared to the population. But it makes a huge difference if you are the one of the 16,000. And Tylenol is the number one cause of liver failure in the United States. Not street drugs, Tylenol. That people buy over the counter. And when people can buy something over the counter, meaning they don't need a prescription, they view that as being, well, that's pretty safe because I don't need a doctor to monitor my taking Tylenol. But even at the dosage recommended on the label for Tylenol, kills 16,000 people annually. And overall, of all the NSAIDs, the non-steroidal anti-inflammatories, ibuprofen, Aleve, Advil, Tylenol, kill 50,000 people annually. These drugs are not safe. So when we can offer you a safe alternative that has no side effects and may be more effective than a comparable drug, you're much better off. So that's why I want you to investigate. Just don't take something because somebody tells you to take something. You're your doctor. You make up the decision. You make the choice. So the doctor recommends something to you, you take it. You're liable because you took it. It was your choice. And you may have to take another drug to treat the side effects of the original drug or the previous prescribed drug. Drugs are not safe. Believe me, they do save lives when it's critical, when it's an emergency, when you're dying, when you're in an accident, severe accident. Drugs can save lives. They're for emergencies. They're not for every little chronic ache and pain you have in your body. All those little current modern day so-called diseases are caused by our inadequate diet, our unhealthy diet, our non-nutritious diet, and because we're not getting the right amount of vitamins and minerals and polyphenols and all those accessory food factors that are found in our food, there are side effects to not getting the right amount and all of the vitamins and minerals and other nutrients. And those side effects have symptoms. And the FDA has given the drug companies the ability to treat those symptoms with drugs, not food. They are caused by a lack of food and by just changing your diet, and within a few months, those symptoms will go away. It's diet related. Most of your conditions that you're treating today with drugs are diet related, based on an inadequate diet, an insufficient diet. Not insufficient in calories. You're getting tons of calories. You're getting tons of carbohydrates and sugar. Where are the nutrients? All those carbohydrates are refined and processed. They're stripped of their nutrients. Sugar has no nutrients. Sugar is just calories. And it disrupts your metabolic function in the body to such a degree that sugar is the most toxic substance to your body. It's not going to kill you overnight, but it'll kill you eventually, over time, because it causes heart disease, cancer, arthritis, type 2 diabetes. All these conditions are caused by the degree of carbohydrates and sugar we consume. And yet, the Diabetic Association recommends carbohydrates to the diabetic. Insane. The diet for a diabetic should be a ketogenic diet, stripping away all carbohydrates and sugar, and emphasize high-quality animal proteins, not plant proteins. They're not biologically the same. Plant proteins are incomplete. They do not contain all the amino acids that we need at one time. So they try to tell you to take two different kind of plant proteins so that they can make up the amino acids. But that doesn't work that easily. But animal proteins have all of the amino acids and more nutritious and more nutrients than plant proteins and plants in general. So we have a great lineup today. We're going to talk about one of my favorite subjects, grape seed extract, French grape seed extract. We're going to talk about how to extend your life with the superfood. I think it's the superfood of all. I think you might, well, if you listen to my show, you might get what food that is. And then we're going to talk about your pets, dogs and cats, and how they can benefit from probiotics. And then the 3 ways, as we just talked about ibuprofen, we're going to talk about the 3 ways that ibuprofen is dangerous. And then if you want a sharp mind, You want to be able to focus, concentrate, think, have a sharper brain. Think about exercising to improve your brain. Then we just ran across a really good study, a new study on the health risk, not benefits, risk of sugary drinks. All kinds of sugary drinks. And the mineral of the day, calcium lactate, a very unique form of calcium that affects not the bones so much, but the soft tissue of the body, the muscles, the ligaments and tendons, and just your overall muscular function. Now, there are 3 really great reasons why I believe you'll benefit from what are called OPCs. OPCs is the abbreviation for oligomeric proanthocyanidins. These are the key compounds that are found in French grapeseed extract. Now, the reason that you want to take OPCs, especially for heart and circulation. French grapeseed extract reduces high blood pressure, keeps the arteries clear. Why do people have bypass surgery? Because their arteries are plugged with plaque. And they can't get all that plaque out. They don't have a drug that reduces that plaque. Grapeseed extract can reduce the plaque in the arteries. Makes the arteries more flexible. 22% reduction in arterial stiffness in a clinical study of overweight, obese men. Improves circulation. It doubled blood flow in women with chronic venous insufficiency, otherwise known as damaged veins in the legs, varicose veins in the legs, and the prevention of brain aging. Stops protein from accumulating in the brain, as some experts believe that the protein, known as plaques and tangles, is associated with Alzheimer's disease. OPC stops the accumulation of the plaque and tangles, and cancer protection, prevention, and reduction of tumors. OPCs. And when we combine OPCs with chemotherapy in treatment of resistant colon cancer, the result is a 70% reduction in tumor growth and tumor weight. Studies researched by Dr. Ajay Goyal at City of Hope Cancer Hospital outside of Los Angeles found that grapeseed OPCs can prevent colon cancer and stem cell formation that no drug can do. No drug can do. No drug is able to treat stem cell formation. What are stem cells? Well, when cancer patients are treated with chemotherapy, cancer cells try to thrive, try to survive, and they become very resistant to the drug therapy. And since natural medicines, herbal medicines like grapeseed extract, are slightly different all the time because they're grown by nature. So when you take grapeseed extract, the cancer cells can't figure it out. So the grapeseed extract kills the cancer cells. But not all of them. That would be too much to ask for. That would be a perfect world. And some of those cancer cells leave seeds to grow another cancer cell. Cancer cells want to survive. So they leave these cancer seeds, cell seeds, called stem, S-T-E-M, stem cells. And then these regrow more cancer. And you probably have met somebody that has had cancer more than once. If they survived the first cancer, either with drugs or however they accomplished this, and a year later or 2 years later, the cancer is all back again. Why? I thought you said you had it all. No, these stem cells hide. And then they regrow to cancer again and again and again. I met a family that had a 10-year-old, and that boy had cancer several times, over and over again. They thought they were just done. Doctor said, we got it all. And a year later, cancer's all back again. And when it comes back a second and a third time, it is far more difficult to kill because it is far more aggressive. And OPCs from grapeseed, especially the French grapeseed. And the reason I point out French is because all the grapes that are grown in France and the Mediterranean countries are for the best wines in the world. And all the Chardonnay and the white wines do not use the seeds of grapeseed in the production of wine. Everything is used, the skin, the seed, the pulp, everything, when you make red wine. When you make white wine, you don't use the seeds. You don't use the skin. That's why it's white, not red. So all of these white wines, mostly the Chardonnay grapes, the seeds are left over. And in investigating the seeds, they found out the seeds contain OPCs, oligomeric proanthocyanidins. Now these compounds in the grapeseed have a molecular size, very small, medium, and very large. The medium and the very large cannot be absorbed systemically. It does not cross the intestinal barrier into the bloodstream to circulate throughout the body to target the cancer cells. The very small molecular particles of the French grapeseed can get through the intestinal barrier and circulate in the bloodstream throughout the body, targeting cancer cells, targeting tumors very effectively and successfully. But if you go out and buy a grapeseed, not knowing what the molecular size is, because whether they're large, medium, or small, they're all OPCs. They all have the same name, but they're not of the same size. They're not of the same structure. They're not of the same molecular therapy. So you want to make sure you get a product that has no tannins. Tannins are called condensed tannins. These are very large molecular particles that can't be absorbed. So you want a grapeseed extract that contains no tannins. Then you have a grapeseed extract that can be absorbed up to 100%. 95% of the grapeseed in America originates from China. Now, here are some other health benefits of the French grapeseed extract. Helps the body produce glutathione, the master antioxidant that protects DNA, detoxifies the body, and strengthens the immune system. 37% increase in total glutathione levels in healthy animals, and doubled the glutathione levels in animals eating poor quality diets. It also assists the liver in processing toxins and spent hormones. 58% increase in liver antioxidant levels of impaired liver function. And grapeseed extract increases insulin sensitivity and reduces high blood sugar. 75% reduction in blood sugar levels. It returned blood sugar to near normal levels in diabetics. So you will see why you might agree with me that this is one of my favorite natural botanical medicines. So why would you want to take grapeseed extract? Well, if you have concerns, if you're dealing with arthritis, heart disease, high blood pressure, diseases of the veins or circulatory system, like varicose veins, or chronic venous insufficiency, poor blood flow, diabetes, and all of its complications, especially blindness, diabetic retinopathy, the major cause of blindness in diabetics. All vision problems can be improved with French grapeseed extract, including macular degeneration, cancer. Very powerful studies on how grapeseed extract shrinks tumors more effectively than drugs, and how it affects Alzheimer's disease and all other forms of dementia. But not all grapeseed is grapeseed. Just because it says grapeseed extract doesn't mean that it's high quality. Doesn't mean that it has the low molecular particles. It can be 95% of all the very large molecular particles and still labeled as grapeseed extract, still labeled as OPC. So here's what happened. Since we know there are cheaters, we know that there are companies, manufacturers that put out very low quality of all kinds of herbal extracts, herbal medicines. You want high quality. So researchers purchased 21 grapeseed extracts. They purchased these online, like Amazon or other online sellers of natural products, and from retail stores. And each sample was tested to determine if it was real grapeseed extract or not, and whether it was potent, the amount of the OPCs. And the result of 21 purchased grapeseed extracts somewhere in the marketplace in the U.S., 50% of the products were completely fake. They were not grapeseed extract. In fact, grapeseed extract is the number one adulterated herbal medicine. They adulterate it with red skins that are found on peanuts. So the amount was substandard. But 50% of the products were completely fake. So be careful what you buy, because I don't care if you save money. You're not saving money when you buy a fake product. Oh, you say, this one's much cheaper. I'm going to buy the cheap one. Yeah, you just probably bought a fake product. Now, no matter how much you saved or you thought you saved, you wasted the money you spent. And 50% of the products were sub-potent. 6 products were potent grapeseed extract, 6 out of 21. But how do you know which one you bought? You got to buy from a reputable, trusted company that gives you quality. And 9 products out of the 21 were very low potent. Barely any OPCs, were probably grapeseed mixed with red skin peanuts. Not the peanuts, but the red skin. Peanut skin. So that's 15 products out of the 21 that had little or no value. Boy, does it make it hard for consumers to buy a product. And 6 products had absolutely no grapeseed extract in the capsule. They were entirely red-skinned from the peanuts. Price is no guide. The products with no grapeseed at all were equal in price or more expensive than the authentic French grapeseed extract OPCs. And that, my friends, I've got to pause. We're at the bottom of the hour. Time to allow some commercials to be played, the station to identify itself, and then we'll come right back with more right here on Terry Talks Nutrition. I'm your host, Terry Naturally. And welcome back, my friends. We had just a wonderful half hour of why and what type of grapeseed extract you should be looking for all the advantages of grapeseed. Grapeseed is a real medicine. I compare it equally with curcumin. Grapeseed extract was very, very well understood and sold in the mid-1990s. And it was expensive. Like curcumin, good curcumin is very expensive. The grapeseed extract was very expensive. So then the Chinese came into the market with grapeseed extract. And their price was much, much lower. But that's where we get all the fake products, the sub-potent products from. But you can't tell the difference between grapeseed extract from France or grapeseed extract from China, because the labels are almost exactly the same. So you have to be very careful who you buy from. Buy from a trusted, reputable company that you can bet on for the quality of products that you want. Not that they're adulterated with red skins from peanuts, or they're fake, or they have barely any OPCs. And even a major catalog company in the United States put on the cover of their magazine, of their catalog, grapeseed, $1.69 a bottle. Now, a lot of people really don't understand the difference between grapeseed and grapeseed extract. So a lot of people said, wow, I heard about grapeseed, fantastic product, good for varicose vein circulation, good for diabetic retinopathy, good for diabetes. You can go on and on and on. So many people said, wow, for $1.69, I'm buying that bottle. You just wasted $1.69. That product has no value whatsoever. So you have to be careful what you buy. So you should say yes when you buy a product to OPCs and no to tannins. OPCs, oligomeric proanthocyanidins. Very low molecular weight, easy absorption, significant health benefits. And some grapeseed extracts, like from China, contain polymeric proanthocyanidins. Otherwise, what they're saying is tannins. Tannins, tannins. That's what you use to tan leather. They're very high molecular weight, non-absorbable. They stay in the intestinal tract. You can't absorb them through the lining of the intestinal tract, which then the blood absorbs and circulates throughout the body to all these unhealthy cells, to correct the cells. Very poor absorption. No comparisons to the documented health benefits of OPC, but still sold as beneficial grapeseed extract, although does not have the same benefits as OPCs. So choose French grapeseed extract that is tannin-free. Somewhere between 150 milligrams per capsule and 400 milligrams in a soft gel capsule. 150 milligrams per day is a good, healthy dosage if you have no conditions warranting more grapeseed. A good maintenance dosage. If you have high blood pressure, 300 milligrams twice a day. And from the research, if you have cancer, 400 milligrams soft gel capsule twice a day. And if you want more of what I'm talking about, remember to look for my book. I wrote a book on French grapeseed extract. The name of the book is Fight Disease with a Powerful Natural Seed. The Wonders of French Grapeseed Extract is on Amazon, or you can go to my website, terrytalksnutrition.com, and click on the link for the books, and you can buy any one of my books on my website or at Amazon.com. Now, we talked about a superfood, and this, I believe, is the super of the superfoods, and that is olive oil. To me, olive oil is a medicine. It's the number one key component that makes the Mediterranean diet so special, so healthy. I know they eat a lot of seafood. They're on all bodies of water. Most of the Mediterranean countries are not landlocked. They're on bodies of water that produce a ton of seafood. So they eat a lot of seafood. They eat some lamb, some mutton, lots of fruits, vegetables. And a lot of authors point out quickly that because they don't eat red meat. Now, there is no way that any of these authors can prove that the Mediterranean diet is better because they don't eat red meat. There's nothing wrong with red meat. But the two components that make a huge difference in their diet is olive oil and red wine. And one of the largest studies ever on dietary olive oil intake of over 100,000 people followed for 30 years, and their diet was assessed every 4 years. And the result of this study, those who consumed olive oil more often, and when I say more often, let's look at what the people in the Mediterranean do. The average intake of olive oil in the Mediterranean countries, Morocco, Tunisia, France, Spain, Italy, other countries as well, 4 tablespoons daily. I've talked to some of the people in the Mediterranean country, and he said, we've been drinking olive oil from when they were kids. A shot glass full of olive oil every morning was the start of their day. That's about 2 tablespoons a day. Now, they average 4 tablespoons daily, and higher in some cases. I ran into a gentleman that was drinking a cup of olive oil daily for breakfast, before breakfast, about 15 or 20 minutes before breakfast. And olive oil is very unique because it's not the olive oil that is the medicinal quality of the oil. It's the polyphenols that are found in olive oil. Because we don't hear of the huge benefits in macadamia nut oil, in pecan oil, avocado oil. Now they're the same oil, omega-9, oleic acid, as olive oil, but they don't contain the very high levels of polyphenols that olive oil does. So these polyphenols are very strong and peppery. So when you have a really good high quality oil, it leaves you a little stinging in the back of your throat, a little catch where you have to kind of cough because it's peppery and spicy. You're tasting the polyphenols. And that's really what olive oil provides, not just omega-9 fatty acids, but the polyphenols. Now, those in the Mediterranean countries who consumed 2 to 4 tablespoons daily had 19% lower risk of dying from cardiovascular disease and heart attacks, 17% reduced risk of dying of cancer, 18% reduced risk of dying from respiratory diseases, and the deaths occurring due to neurodegenerative diseases fell by 29%. So don't be afraid to take more. You can't overtake olive oil. And in most cases, you will not get diarrhea. Even when you take large quantities of olive oil, you will get a normal bowel movement. You will not get diarrhea. And when you take olive oil, it reduces the risk of all kinds of death from any cause by up to 34%. Olive oil contains not only the omega-9 fatty acids, as does avocado or pecan or other oils. All the omega-9 fatty acid oils do not contain the polyphenols. Only olive oil does. And the antioxidant compounds boost its health benefits overall. It affects every body function. Now let's talk about dogs and cats. I have a dog. I have an Australian Shepherd, little Bella. She's my little girl. And I make sure she takes this substance every day. She was out going out and eating grass. I think she had a tummy problem. So I kicked up her level of probiotics. So every time, she will not eat a pill. She will not, I can't get anything down her throat. She is just, everything, if I put in a pill, she'd spit out in 2 seconds. Even if it's liquid, she spits it out. She will not take anything other than when she eats her food. So if she was eating grass, I think she had an upset tummy. Now I put her on a double dose of probiotics. So I have to crush the pills between 2 spoons to almost powder. And I sprinkle it in her food where she can't see it or taste it. But just like people, dogs and cats are healthiest when their gastrointestinal tract or system has a high level of beneficial good bacteria. Boosting the level of good bacteria, first of all, helps them digest food, absorb the nutrients found in those foods much more effectively, reduces gas, controls intestinal inflammation, such as inflammatory bowel disease, or colitis, or Crohn's disease, and can relieve constipation and diarrhea. So what is there to know about probiotics for pets? Well, a cat or dog's stomach is very acidic, much more acidic than a human stomach. Some sources say 10 times more acidic than a human stomach. This is why they can eat raw food and not become sick, or food that would make a human really sick because their stomach acid kills off the bacteria. Some dogs will eat the god-awful stuff but not get sick. They have so much acid in their stomach that they kill off all the harmful bacteria that's found in the garbage that they're eating. Therefore, any beneficial probiotic bacteria must be able to tolerate an extremely acidic digestive system. That's why you can't give a dog or cat probiotics that you may use as a human, because our digestive systems are not the same. There are special bacteria only for dogs and cats. And these are 2 proven probiotics that are acid resistant. The acid will not destroy them. Bifidobacterium animalis. That is one of the bacteria shown to speed dogs' recovery from acute diarrhea, upset stomach, intestinal tract problems, and reduce recovery time by 40%. The other bacteria is called Bifidobacterium bifidum. 2.5 billion bacteria of a combination of these probiotics daily in your dog's food, or they can just chew a tablet. However, it's easier for you to administer to your pet. Works fantastically. Now, we talked earlier about Tylenol causing 16,000 deaths a year. All of the NSAIDs, non-steroidal anti-inflammatories that you buy over the counter, Aleve, Advil, Tylenol. Well, there are dangerous, and there are 3 ways that makes them dangerous. So let's explore the various reasons why they're so dangerous. Especially ibuprofen. I know Many people take ibuprofen, like Advil, Motrin. They come with serious side effects. They're NSAIDs, non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs. But like other NSAID drugs, ibuprofen has more serious adverse effects, much more serious. In a review of health records of over 8 million adults over age 65, listen to this. Ibuprofen. The use of ibuprofen increased the risk of heart attacks by 75%. More than doubles the risk of bleeding ulcers. And in athletes, taking ibuprofen for pain relief, the risk of acute kidney damage was 18% higher versus athletes who did not take ibuprofen. Now, if you want fast, safe pain relief without side effects, without any adverse events, a combination of curcumin and boswellia blended with black sesame seed oil. 1,000 milligrams of this combination, 1,000 milligrams, once or twice daily, or more often if you choose, had no significant adverse effects or side effects. In a comparison study in adults with muscle pain, the blend of curcumin and boswellia with black sesame seed oil worked as effectively as any one of the NSAID drugs to relieve pain. In fact, it was equally effective, with no side effects. And then, this combination of curcumin, boswellia, and black sesame seed oil, which I will say the herbal pain blend, was 8 times better in reducing the unpleasantness, and emotional aspects of acute pain. So, people have emotional situations when they have pain. I'm sure if you ever bumped into somebody in the grocery store and they had acute pain, maybe their knees were aching, and you didn't do it intentionally, but you brushed alongside of them, and they bit your head off. Cut them some slack. They're probably going through a lot of emotional pain along with their physical pain. And they are unpleasant. So the results detectable with the first dose. The first time you take 1,000 milligrams, you're going to see results. I was amazed when I read this study. And as soon as 1 hour after taking the combination of curcumin, boswellia, and black sesame seed oil, the results were even more strong than the initial dosage. Very effective for reducing pain without worrying about side effects and getting as great a result as ibuprofen, Advil, Motrin, and Tylenol. Now, exercise for a sharper brain. how can we have better concentration, better focus, more intelligent, just a better function of our brain? Well, they found exercise improves mental function. Researchers collected health and mental function tests and the results of these tests, and that exercise data from over 350,000 people from all ages. And the results of this mental function test, people who practiced at least moderate amounts of exercise had better mental function scores. In a separate study, researchers looked at 12 healthy young people who rode an exercise bike at a slow pace for 90 minutes, or 6 minutes, and each 6 minutes was an interval of 40 seconds of maximum effort, followed by 20 seconds of rest. What they found was that light exercise increased a compound molecule in the brain and in the plasma of the brain. It's called B like boy, D like David, N like Nancy, F like Frank. And it's known for brain-derived neurotropic factor. And it increased by 8%. But increased exercise increased this level of this molecule by over 40%. Some researchers have gone out on a limb and they call this molecule, BDNF, the miracle growth for the brain. The BDNF is a protein that activates learning and memory pathways in the brain. So that's why I'm always hoping to get across to you that we have so much power in our hands through our choices to choose a healthier diet and reduce the junk foods, reduce the fast food restaurants, increase fruits and vegetables, red meat, animal protein, healthy fats, especially olive oil. That is a miracle in itself. It goes back to biblical times. Both the oil and the leaf of the olive tree were mentioned in the Bible. And then exercise. Find some way to exercise several times a week. Do this on a daily basis, weekly basis. And you really concentrate on it and getting it refined over time. You may not jump into it all at one time, but do something every day in target of your goal of better diet, more exercise, better sleep, and maybe adding the best nutritional supplements you can find. And in time, 3 to 6 months, that's not a lot of time compared to how long you've already lived. You'll have a whole new health profile. You'll be healthier, vibrant, and a better quality of life. So, my friends, I'm out here. Say a prayer for this crazy, crazy world. God bless you, my friends. And God bless this great country.
Thank you for listening to Terry Talks Nutrition Weekly Show. Don't forget to subscribe and leave a review on your favorite podcast platform, including Apple, Google, and iHeartRadio.